whispered yes, with blood in my mouth, hope cracked in the hollow between beats of my heart. I tried not to tremble when the light went out. I tried not to cry as I fell apart. If I fall too far, will you lift me? If I fade, will you still call me yours? Am I holy when I am broken? Do you see anything at all?
If I shatter
like a falling star, will you gather me and mend each part? If I break, if I bleed, if I'm less than what you seek, will you still see what I try to be? Am I sacred when I stand tall? Am I holy when I'm clothed in borrowed light? Am I worthy when I'm fragile as glass? So when I break and beg to be held tight, you said this is what love requires. So I stitched my doubts behind a smile, but each breath burned a little deeper, each misstep another wound that bled without reply. You asked me to give you everything, and I did till I vanished beneath the ache. Now I search through what remains, unsure what even counts as me. Would you still reach after the break? I will fall again, you know I will. But if I break the way I always do, will you still hold what's left of me? When I shatter like a falling star, will you gather me or stay where you are? If I break, if I bleed, if I can't be what you seek, will you still see what I try to be? I am sacred but not made to last. Am I holy when I'm clothed in borrowed light? Am I worthy when I'm fragile as glass? So when I break and beg to be held tight, I will fall again. I will again. Will you still?
Let down your guard, I do no harm. What harm is there in what does not last? Bite down hard, I know you can take it. Don't be scared, I'll make sure I don't go too fast. You must be purged, you must be scourged, you must be pure for what is to come. Clench and hold on as long as you can. It's a long way down, it's a hell of a fall. There's nothing left for you up here, my dear. Deep breath, step off and you can have it all. Savor what's about to come. You only get to reach heaven once. Prepare to see the light of truth and satisfy your needs and wants. I am the only path.
Oh man. Okay, well, so am I. Can you hear me now? Okay, good. Can you hear the music? Is the music balanced, or is it too loud, too quiet? What harm? So you can't hear the music at all? Okay, I'm going to try to turn it up. I've turned off the connection to Discord, so now we're just entirely based on what's coming out of my desktop, supposedly. I wish I could get this thing to... Nope, that's not what I need. No, that's not what I wanted.
And who were you to think
That's not what I needed either.
that I should be stayed to
That's not
where
what I
you
need.
lie?
Not what I need. Go away.
I am wind, I am water, I am free, and I always will be.
I love it. That's unhelpful. That doesn't do anything. Okay, that's fine. Oh, no. No, that will not work. No. I have to move between my other windows. There we go. Okay, so is that better? I turned it up. Okay. No! Try to get the camera exactly where I want it to be. Smidge down to go to 40. How is that? Guess I clicked on the wrong window. Okay, perfect. Cool. We got like 5 minutes, so I'm gonna chill for like 5 minutes. We're talking lore tonight and getting started with the universes, so. I know what I've forgotten to do.
ends with a whimper of fire, ends when I slip from your bed. You carve me into memory, but I stay only in your head. I did not promise forever, I only promised real. And what you tasted was the one thing they all want to steal. I move on. I can't
The thing about Ash is she's just so dramatic.
it's just me and you.
The drama drives me crazy. She's just as dramatic as Ember is. She's just edgier about it, basically. She's so edgy. Oh my goodness.
Love was never what I gave, it was the hunger I let feed. The sweetness before the knife and the silence after need. This is not how I stay, this is how I leave. And when the blood is cool, you remember
That
just me. Just me. And I just me.
So when I get done with the live stream, I'm gonna shift over to the website because I can finish the rest of the Canvas stuff tonight on the small laptop while you're on the big laptop.
But I don't walk, I dance.
I like this one.
They told me hush, it still be sweet. Wear grace like shackles on my feet.
This is such a great song.
But I'm the pulse beneath your floor, the coiled storm outside.
Someday we're gonna hear this playing on the radios here, and I'm just dying for the day I go driving down the road and I hear one of these.
I snap the lock, I name release. You don't move me, I'm
It's gonna be the next Despacito.
you don't shake me, can't set my course. I was wild before you spoke my name, unbound long before your claim. You don't move me, you don't lead. I blaze beyond what you can see. I was fire, you were clay. I don't beg, I burn away. You crown
And I will dance just as badly.
with pretty tears and quiet face. But I don't weep, I burn, I watch, I twist the knife and pull the latch. You say be good, I laugh, I dance. Then break the rules you try to mend. You don't move me, I'm not yours. You don't shape me, can't set my course. I was wild before you spoke my name, unbound long before your claim. You don't move me, you don't lead. I blaze beyond what you can see. I was fire, you were clay. I don't beg, I burn away. Say my name, but not like that. I don't kneel, I don't look back.
Oh, I should do an announcement. Although it pops up, right, that we're doing a live stream, right? Should I announce it anyway? Shoot. Okay, so I don't need to make a YouTube post about the fact that we're doing it. I've talked about it, and I'm doing it, and it'll be like right there, oh, live stream! Maybe we should vertically live stream. Maybe I should break out my phone stand and be like, look, We're in both horizontal and vertical. Then I can do the robot and play some Cinderella. Okay, well, it is 4 o'clock. I'm going to hold up like 2 fingers and then 3 fingers and not successfully hold up the correct number of fingers for what time it is. So, hi everybody. This is a little bit different than normal. We're trying something new out, although right now it's not really doing what we wanted it to do. The hope was that the kids would be sleeping right now, and they are not sleeping. In fact, they appear to have woken up just in time to be awake for the live stream. So, and I'm actually going to swap music tonight, at least for right now. Put the Broken Bard lo-fi on. Why? Because I can, and because I like it. There we go. It's a little bit quieter. I don't have to compete with it quite the same way. Oh, they passed back out. Awesome! Amazing! The best thing ever. Cool. Okay, so welcome to live stream number, I think this is 5. It might be number 4, but I think it's 5. Tonight we are talking big changes that are coming. Oh, excuse me. We're talking about the lore of different things. We are debuting our first audio Ask the Artist, which is super exciting. We weren't sure we were going to have time to do it this week, but Craig was able to get it done, which is super exciting. And oh gosh, what else? I almost feel like I should advertise these on Facebook so that all of the people that we know, all over the place can come and watch it. But then I feel like they'd be wanting to talk to Craig and not me, and so, it's just mildly, I don't know, maybe I should anyway. I'm not going to tonight, though. Tonight, it's just you guys and me, like normal. Maybe next time. I know a lot of boomers, and I don't know, antsy about introducing boomers to this side of our life, Anyway, okay. Loose advertisements for today. Because I didn't write them down, because I'm going to try to wing it a little bit more this week and see if I can feel a little more natural about it. Announcements. We're going to be giving you guys some options to pick varieties of songs. We have a few songs now. Where we've got more than one version, and Craig and I can't decide which version is better. And worse, we are like on opposite sides of the which version is better argument. And so we don't know which one to give you guys. So we're going to be doing some polls once I figure out how to do it with audio clips. There we go. Some polls of which version you guys like better. Both versions ultimately will get released, but one of those versions will be members only, and the other one will be public release. I know right now we've got one Cinderella song. I think we've got an Alander song. Provocation was one of them. I wanted to do it for Provocation, but it just didn't. The timing didn't work out right for that. If you like Provocation by Rose and Neil, please feel free to join up as a member and head right on over into the YouTube members area where there is a second other version of it. Then, yeah, because we like to get a little bit more, feedback from you guys of what you like and what you want to, hear more of. Oh gosh. Oh, Discord. I've had a couple conversations with a couple of commenters in the last few weeks, and I really, really want to encourage you guys, join the Discord. Like, I've even fixed it so that my little phone here actually, gets notifications on the front of the phone. Like, when we're trapped beneath children, there's literally nothing to do except lay there trapped beneath children. And so being able to get on our phones for a minute and have people to chat with is so amazing. And I know I was having a conversation this week with somebody about Ember in the comments and the fact that Ember doesn't sing. She only plays the instruments. And they had a really interesting perspective about that. And I would love for you guys to come into the Discord and chat about that stuff with us. Your guys' perspective is what helps to build this music. We do, in fact, read everybody's comments. We do pay attention to them, and Craig tries to incorporate stuff into what he builds based on what you guys say you like or dislike. It doesn't always mean we're going to change things, but we want the input. Like, we're trying to build a community, and so we want you guys to be part of that community with us. What else? Oh, the marketplace is almost finished. In fact, I'm so excited about the marketplace. I am going to link you guys to it because it looks so awesome, and I am so proud of it. And worse, like, there could be anything worse than somebody being so proud of something that they've done, right? Worse than that, I am just finishing up today, hopefully, the curated Christmas lists. And guys, they are super duper awesome. I'm really impressed with them. If I say so myself, if I had all the money in the world, there would be so much stuff I would be buying from my own shop, which is outrageous and ridiculous. But I really like it. You also should be starting to see a shift in that direction with what's going to be available on the YouTube shelf. I've got to go through a little bit more and more closely detail through that stuff. But yeah, definitely you should start seeing more of that. Now, the shop is not completely finished. It is still a little bit under construction. That said, if you watch the live stream and drop a comment, I will give you an extra 20% off coupon if you want to go shopping. Because I know there's a lot of things that are still missing pictures from some of the littler shops that I just haven't gotten to turn attention to yet. If you watch the live stream and shoot me a comment on the live stream, I will give you a 20% off coupon for the shop. I'm going to say it again, even lower and quieter. If you watch the live stream and you comment that you've watched it and want the 20% off coupon, I will give that to you. Because I really want people to go shopping on the shop. I want people to be as excited about what I'm doing there as they are about the music and the live streams. In that similar vein, yeah, you wish you were a boomer. In a similar vein, the Silvercrest Guild website, the Silvercrest Champions Guild website is nearly finished also. I am pouring so much in sweat, blood, and tears into these websites. I am torturing poor Craig with building these websites. Like, it's not enough that he's written the books. Now I'm making him go through and, condense sections of the books down into website usable content. He's getting really frustrated with me. I don't care. Pretty soon, let's see here, Silvercrest.world of mythandink.com. Again, not quite finished, but oh, I guess I have to do the HTTPS Silvercrest.worldsofmythandink.com. There it goes. Okay. We are not only pulling together a whole, basically an encyclopedia of this Silvercrest lore and the places and the people and all of those things. We've also got like really fun in character things. I've made a banner for one of the pages that accidentally highlights the villain, and I'm not going to change it because I'm stubborn and also because he's attractive and I like him and I don't want to change it, so I'm not going to. Yeah, I'm very happy with it. I'm very impressed with myself and all of the hard work that I've done. Honestly, I think the header of the main page could be better, but I haven't figured out how to fix that part yet. So, problems for further on down the line after I get everything else finished. The Tales of Sheol'gotha website will be very much the same vein when I get to it, which should hopefully be in the next few weeks. Also, what am I trying to say? Oh, that's what it was. Also, Patreon is going to start getting content again. I was giving myself till the end of September to really kind of push through the changes in the websites, push through the changes in the shop. September's over, so things are going to start balancing out a little bit more. And you'll start seeing lore drops again for the YouTube members, lore drops for our Patreon. I will finally, hopefully, get the Patreon new thing all set up. So definitely come and check that stuff out too. And Discord. Come join Discord, guys. Okay, so it's almost 4:15. You know what? It's 4:13. I'm going to talk for just a couple of minutes about something. I don't know what yet, because at 4:15 we'll do our Ask the Artist, which, again, very exciting tonight. Craig sat there and actually got an audio recording of Fang-Bearer giving his answers to your questions this week. As part of our lore discussion tonight, I'm thinking we might actually pull a few things. I'm going to break out my very, very old person notebook and a pen, showing off my almost boomerish age right there. They still put wax caps on pens. It's crazy to me. Anyway, and I'll take some notes tonight while I'm listening, and that might give us a little bit more of a direction with our lore stuff tonight. As always, if you're watching and you want to pop in the chat and ask questions, love to have it. We do have an ARC reader, which is super exciting. I'm going to take a minute and again point out we are looking for advanced readers for the books. We need people who would like a free copy of the book and are willing to, in exchange for their free copy, leave us a review. Let us know what you think. Yeah, like, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so just let us know if you want to read a free book. It's pretty cool. Craig worked really hard on them. We've spent a long time building them. Okay, it's 4:14, so I am going to queue up that audio. And what am I doing? Leave that alone. I don't need any of this stuff. That's what I'm doing. I need this one, then I need to pause that one, and then I gotta open up that sound file from Fang-Bearer. All right, okay, guys, here it is. Or at least here it'll be in just a second.
How faith shapes
There it is.
Arenicus is my guide in all things. The principles are simple, but many struggle to grasp the concept. Grasp the material, prize the flesh, seize what is owed. It is astounding to me how few truly grip this concept, that you must be willing to demand, to take, to fight, and to hold what you seek to keep. It is not a matter of piety or charity, strength and power. You might hear a lot of anger. You might be uncomfortable with it, but anger is needed. Anger is warranted, a necessity. After all, if you are not going to get angry on your own behalf, then who will? How would you balance a song with someone who never sings? How would you balance a song with no instruments? You adapt. Music does not need singing. Singing is the soul joining in. The music can carry you there, all by itself. Would Ember's instruments carry your sermons? Well, that is a question. She definitely knows how to elevate Ash's voice beyond what it could be to what it is. My sermons are different. Sermons are not meant to be music. Sermons are not meant to carry the soul to divinity. Sermons are there to nourish. Do you think music without lyrics can spread faith? I think so. Music can connect you to something outside of yourself. Lyrics give context, message, spreads faith. Yes, in the sense that it can awaken a religiousness in you. But if we're talking about faith, belief, knowing something is there without ever seeing it, no. Music cannot spread that. The power of belief is earned, and it is sweat and blood that holds on to it. Could you keep up if Ember pushed you into her tempo? I would be intrigued how that might look. But I think my sermons might be hard to swallow if that much was coming at you too quickly. The truth is never a pleasant pill. Life on the road. Traveling Sheol'gotha is an adventure. Never the same road twice. Storms and dangerous beasts make it unpredictable at times, and some roads were made long ago and can no longer be traversed. Travel when the sun is up, but not at its zenith. Be always prepared to fight, and always be watching the horizon. Eat well, sleep when you can. Enjoy the view. What keeps you going when travel gets brutal? Preparation. You know what's coming. Maybe you don't know the specifics, but you know it is grueling days under the hot sun and long stretches of nothing between towns. What do? You find ways of making it bearable. Bring water, bring shade, bring distractions, or have the sense to make your own like our ancestors did, ascribing myth and legends to stars and stones.
That was something. Oh no. Hang on. Let me turn the music back down again so that it's not quite so loud here. There. That was something. So, we're going to talk a little bit about that because, give me 1 second. Let me get the music back on here, then I can focus again. Okay. There's a lot that he brings up in there. So he talks about Aranicus, the god that he worships. Aranicus is sort of the patron god of shifters. I think we've touched on this before. There's 3 races in Sheol'gotha: Grigori, shifters, and vampires. And Aranicus is the patron god of shifters, for lack of a better word. Fang-Bearer is, of course, a preacher, so the sermons he gives talk about Aranicus. There's a little bit of an interesting dynamic, and he touches on it for a second, where he says he doesn't know how Ember would handle his sermons coming at her. There's a lot of ancient special conflict between shifters and Grigori and vampires. Going into the books, the things that are most important to understand is that the shifters are in charge when the books begin, but that it wasn't always that way. And despite the fact that shifters are in charge, a shocking number of things are actually run by vampires. And there is not a lot of patience among vampires for the passion-driven personalities of shifters and Grigori. Both shifters and Grigori are sort of what would be the, I think, intellectually exhausting for vampires. And so he asks, he makes a very good point by saying he thinks it would be hard for Ember to swallow all of that, because it would be a lot of ancient history and ancient conflict flying right into his face. Or right into his face, right into her face, from a shifter who is very clearly aggressive and sometimes a little bit seditious. It's an interesting thing to note. One of the things Craig and I have sort of talked about with Ash is this idea that Ash kind of skipped a lot of school. Conversely, Ember probably picked up most things, whether she intended to or not, simply by virtue of being a vampire, because of how their brains work. So where Ash has kind of a willful ignorance of her own history, Ember knows all of it. Not quite, I would say, probably as well as Fang-Bearer does. But she still knows at least the basic bones of it all. Let's see here. So, good thing to touch on too with some of the things he mentioned. So the realm of Sheol'gotha, especially going into Prince 1, by the time Ash, Ember, Fang-Bearer, by the time they're all born, things are changing. But going into Prince 1, Sheol'gotha is a desert realm. There's not a lot of water. What water there is unusable, which is mostly fine because the people there don't drink it. It's a beautiful place, but it's beautiful in the way that deserts are beautiful. It's beautiful in that it is full of magnificent rocky outcroppings and sands that change colors. And with the exception of one place and one one village, there is no green. What plants there are desert plants. They function off of what little nutrition and moisture they can get out of the, okay, enclave works, yeah. That they can get out of the environment. It isn't until much, much later that other options are introduced. So when you start out reading the books, you have to bear that in mind. Everything is rocks and desert and sand. Get a couple of, I hate sand, gets everywhere moments in there. Oh, I have to go back to my notes. Gosh darn it. I was hoping I wouldn't have to use my notes tonight. Ugh, man. Man, come on, man. Or in the words of my daughter, Shabon, man. Shabon. Don't really want to touch on the characters too much this week. I guess what we'll do is we will discuss what the world was before it became what it is, just for a minute. So when Prince 1 begins, it's a desert world. Before that, however, you're talking about a realm. And Craig and I've had a lot of discussions kind of about the landmass situation. So, like, loosely going with the idea, right, that it's kind of a planet, sort of, right? And planets, by most, or some, not even most, I don't think, but some of their natures have land masses. Now see, but now we're getting into science, and we all know how I do with science and math, right? Maybe we need a Cinerook song all about the science and math of planets. That might make it better. I don't know. Anyway, so while we say Sheol'gotha is a realm, really it's kind of like the whole, almost all of the inhabitable landmass on the planet, for lack of a better word, that they live, that it exists on. There are other, much smaller landmasses. They are mostly within what will later be a few weeks sail. It's surrounded by water, Sheol'gotha. But the term Sheol'gotha refers not just to the realm, but also to the the primary prominent landmass. The Abaddon rules over that primary prominent landmass. Oh no, I lost my train of thought. Where was I going with it? Oh, okay, yeah, so, way back in the before time, this landmass was not desert. The water was not acid. It was actually a really lush, beautiful, green place. We always discuss Enemet kind of from a Babylonian perspective. Craig and I've had a lot of conversations about how it was very much the gardens of Babylon and all of those things, lush, green, beautiful, exotic to some extent, wealthy in a way the realm is not going into Prince 1. Prince 1 takes place, what did we say, about 500,000 years roughly after everything changed. And so the land is literally dying off. And there are a number of problems that come with something like that. One of which is civil unrest. And that's where Valon sort of steps in. Kind of. In a very roundabout and accidental sort of way. Taking his moment, seizing his moment, I think is probably the best way to put it. Since I've got like, let's see here. I'll touch on that for a minute. I will touch on characters for just a second. So going into Prince 1, we have Valon. Actually, going into Prince 1, we have the Abaddon. And you'll notice, I'm sure, the more time you spend with us and the longer we go on about these things, that Valon's father, whose actual name is Abaddon Tynan, a lot of times it just gets shrunk down to Abaddon, as though that was both his name and his title, or I guess just his name. I don't even think anybody even remembers what his name was before he became Abaddon. He's a shifter, and his prime consort is a shifter named Jin, and they have many, many children, as I'm sure you can imagine shifters do. Especially since Jin, I believe, is a feral shifter, not a mutation shifter. So she has literal litters of children. Conversely, Valon's mother, Sheres, one of the other consorts, is a Grigori. She has single children, one at a time. I don't even think she has any twins. Honey, does she have any twins? I don't think she has any twins. No twins. Okay. Valon is number 4. Right? Number 7. Okay. I can't ever remember how many sisters are in there. 7 out of what? Because it's a lot. Because we used to know all of it. Number 7 out of 14. So when I say Valon was the least favorite son of the least favorite consort, right? He was not his mommy's least favorite son. He was his mommy's favorite son. He was his father's least favorite son. He was number 7. There's nothing about this child that should be anything special at all. At all. He doesn't look like his dad. He doesn't look like his mom. He's come out of freaking nowhere, and yet he's mommy's favorite and should be nothing special at all. He's just a very, very stubborn, determined to make a name for himself, even from a little boy person. Abaddon also has one other consort. Her name is Sheol'gotha. So here's the kind of leader, okay, Abaddon is. Sheol'gotha was happily married to someone else. Abaddon killed her husband and said, hey, guess what? You're mine now. And that was the end of that. Not a nice guy, you know. Sheol'gotha has, more than 2 children, but really only 2 that are important in the story, if I recall correctly. Who has a fair few other consorts? He's got a harem, I'm sure. I know the Grigori have a harem. Yeah, again, he has a harem, right? Dijin has, it's 10 boys, right? That right off the bat are the problems for Valon. Right? Okay, but the ones that are problems for Valon, there's 10 of them that are a nuisance. I know she has lots of them. I understand that she has lots of them. But it's because it's Or is it only 7? And you wrote the books. I mean, this is the thing. How am I supposed to know if you don't know? Right? Alright, well, fine. That gives a good opener into what the setup is, I guess. So, okay, 7. Read the book. I will read the book when I have spare time. Right now I have none of that. Everybody else can read the book. Guys, go read the book. Well, no, nobody else can read it. Guys, sign up to get advanced reader copies of the book so that you guys can also learn how many of Balon's half-brothers are a thorn in his side in his youth. Alright. Oh, that takes us into actually a break for a few minutes. We're going to go ahead and take a break. Everybody, go take a break. There we go. That was a good break. I like a quick 5-minute break right in the middle of it, especially when my throat starts to start acting up and making me want to cough. Okay, so we're gonna get back to it, and we're going to talk about the Champions Guild. So the first thing is this setting for the Champions Guild. Now, you guys have all heard Broken Bard's music, so I think you guys all kind of got that it's, you know, kind of a medieval-esque sort of vibe. It is. Very much medieval, heading into a Renaissance vibe. Like we're shifting from swords and spears into firearms. We've discovered gunpowder, that sort of thing. So the Silvercrest stuff takes place predominantly in the country of Ethelasia. And it takes, the guild itself sits just a couple hours walk outside of the port city of Silvercrest. Silvercrest, the city, sits on, I believe, no, it doesn't sit on Felicity Bay, but it sits on the ocean. Felicity Bay is a day or so north of it. Silvercrest is a major port city. Ever Bright Sea, thank you. It's a major port city with trade routes going across the ocean to places like Salasova, hence the song Hardbound for Salasova. It's, and like most major cities that have a lot of trade running through it, there's a lot of corruption and a lot of politicians too stupid to recognize that there's corruption, and a lot of politicians benefiting from the corruption. So yeah, the guild sits a couple hours walk outside of the city in the forest. Silvercrest is almost on the border with the country south of Ethelasia, called Arga. So things you're gonna find in these books, all right? Because it's not just monster hunting, and it's not just, I don't know, trade routes and whatnot, although I'm sure Leonard would very happily love to narrate to Craig a book all about trade routes. Nobody wants to read it. Or how to sail a ship. You're gonna get magic, you're gonna get fae, you're gonna get dragons, pirates, wizards, fantastical beasts, and other things like vampires and werewolves, ostensibly. Dwarves, we have dwarves. Have I mentioned lately we have dwarves? Oh yeah, cats. We have cats. We also have dogs. And not just werewolves. We have timey-wimey bullshit. What else do we have in there? We have, cannons that shoot fireballs. At least once. Waivers. We do have waivers. We have legal documents. We have accountants. We have administrative officials. We have librarians. And not the sort of librarians you're all thinking of either, because our librarian is a man. Thank you very much. Dryads, eldritch beings, yeah. We've got a lot of stuff in there. You have put a lot of stuff in there. And yet it doesn't feel overwhelming at all. Like, it's actually kind of nice. It's overwhelming to think about, but not overwhelming to read, which is nice. Whew. Goodness. Well, again, it's not overwhelming. It's well done. There's not like, you don't rush from chapter to chapter trying to cram in the next fantastical thing. It just sort of flows together and makes sense. So the guild itself is founded by Reginald, Nalandra, and Leonard. Now, Reginald and Nalandra are twin dragons. Nellie is a half dragon. Reginald is a full dragon. And their best friend, the absolutely completely human Leonard McAllister, who somehow manages to be both completely human and yet such an old soul that Reginald and Nalandra, who are way older than he is, he's like, you're trying to do math. Oh, where's the meme? Where's the Julia Roberts meme of her doing math? Because that's what it's like. I know he's 55. How old are the twins? He's like no, he can't be a tenth of their age because that would be 5,000, right? Oh no, I'm embarrassing myself again with the math. So what is that number then? What? Don't ask me to do division. I don't do division. I don't like it. It gives me a headache. So Leonard is 55, and the twins are roughly 645. Okay, so I was right. It was 10. Look at me! Oh, I did math. I'm very proud of myself. So Leonard is about a 12th of the age of the twins. And yet, they are simultaneously so immature, and Leonard so mature, that he is their best friend. The three of them decided to found the guild after Leonard's dad died, and Leonard still couldn't. He knew he had to grow up and be responsible, but he didn't really want to grow up and be responsible where he was supposed to be, so he decided to grow up and be responsible outside of Silvercrest, founding the guild. To be fair, I think they gave it a shot where he was supposed to be responsible. And then they all decided, no, it's hard to run a guild on an island unless we're going to run a pirate guild, which is basically what we just did for the last 5 years. And while it's fun, it's really hard to be respectable. And they wanted to be respectable again. So the three of them founded the guild, and they founded the guild with a desire to change the world. Monster hunting was the fast, easy, quick way to make a buck to keep themselves going. Because despite having been pirates for very successful pirates for quite some time, Reginald is stingy and won't share his gold with anyone because he's a full dragon and he's a butthead about it. And when he gets asked where his gold is and where his financial contribution is to the welfare and betterment of the guild, he always says, I don't have any money. If you need me to, I can go pick some off somebody. And Nellie always says to him, Reginald, I've seen your hoards. And he always says, what hoards, Nalandra? And she's never amused about it at all. She just gets mad and goes gets her gold and does it. Monster hunting was the fastest and easiest way to make gold and to get their name out there. And really and truly, with Nalandra, who's half fae and half dragon, and Reginald, who's a full dragon, and Leonard, who's an incredibly talented mage, they weren't going to fail very often. But they wanted to build something that was more than just the three of them. They wanted to build something that had purpose and meaning and would change the world for the better, because Reggie and Nellie are constantly trying to save the world and make it better. They want humanity to want to be better. And so they're constantly trying to influence things so that people want to be better. That's actually one of the driving themes, is their driving desire to make things better, often at the expense of themselves and those around them. Because they're not very good at setting boundaries. So they established the guild to give people who didn't have anywhere else to go a place to go, to give people who were being hunted an opportunity to make a new place for themselves and a new name for themselves. Alan and Rosie ended up at the guild kind of for that reason. Alan spent time in the military. He's very, very scarred from his time in the military. We actually have a song about that coming out next month that is really rough. And oh, look at that irony. The music playing is the audio. The audio. The music playing is the instrumental portion of that song. So Alan is one of those who was looking for a place where he could maybe forget what he had done and do something better with himself and maybe redeem himself a little bit. And he brought Rosie because Rosie had nowhere else to go. And because she was his, he found her, he's been raising her. He's not going to abandon her now. And he wants something better for her than what was waiting for her. Man, this just makes me want to cry. I'll tell you what. Anyway, so yeah, Rosie and Alan are exactly the sort of refugee personalities that end up at a place like the Guild. Burn the Witch is, in my opinion, about another character, Amalia, who is possessed by a witch and ends up at the Guild under the ever watchful eye and protection of a paladin who basically keeps her under control. Because when the witch takes over, it tries to kill people. And the Guild gives Amalia an opportunity to do something with that other than just be burned at the stake, right? Actually, we have a shirt that has the Guild tenets on it. Or you can go to the Guild website and you can see the tenets. But right now, I will go to the Guild website and we'll pull them up. I can tell them to you because I, your friendly neighborhood person who did all of the website stuff, can't actually remember what it says. Protect without allegiance, train the willing, confront what others fear, offer purpose to the exiled, and rise when no one else will. So yeah, that's what they wanted when they built the Guild. They wanted a place where people could come, not be beholden to any king or country or lord or anything like that. They just want to make the world a better place, and they've got the talent and ability to do it. It's not easy. It's run like a very, very tight military. That's partly Leonard and partly Dacius. But yeah. Anyway, I am going to call for this week. I know I've been a little scatterbrained this week, and that's on me. I shouldn't have tried to do it without a script this week. I made myself little bullet points, and they did not do for me what I needed them to do for me. I need to do more. So, anyway, we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Keep an eye out for Patreon drops to pick back up. Go visit the new website again. Again, that's, let's see, silvercrest.worldsofmythandink.com. Go visit the new shop, shopify.worldsofmythandink.com. Again, if you come in here and comment on the live stream, I will give you a 20% off coupon for the shop. And yeah, otherwise, I hope you guys have a great 2 weeks, and watch out for the poll questions for the next Ask the Artist. And see you guys in a bit. Bye.